Hey guys, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 12 of TWINKLE PRECURE. The word to describe this episode is kirayaba, because this was probably written by Hikaru herself. Like, what a crazy episode. I have no other word to describe it. It was so out there and it was so bizarre, and it seems like every single decision made it even crazier and even harder to believe. So it's totally something that Hikaru would write and Hikaru would think. It's like her logic is basically this episode. You know, this episode was like how her logic works. It was, I don't even know. Anyways, this was a very funny episode. I think it was the funniest Star Twinkle episode. I laughed out loud in lots of scenes, especially the acting scenes. But you know, in general, it was a heartwarming episode in the end, because the main point of the episode was to actually have the danger of Lala having to go to her home planet again. Because what happened was we were left in the last episode with a cliffhanger, because we didn't really know what the director was going to do and how he was going to clear the situation between the girls and Madoka's father. And the way it happened, oh my god, that's why I loved this episode so much, because, you know, it was so out there, it was so unexpected, and, you know, it was so funny when the director started talking about his movies and Elena was like, girls, let's play along. And then the girls started actually playing along. And you know, everything just happened so naturally for the girls. And you know, it was so funny seeing the girls trying to play along, that they're part of the movie, that everything that happened was because of a set of a movie. And they even involved the Prime Minister with that. I mean, and so, when the girls went back to their UFO to talk with the director, like, how did the director actually know the girls were, Lala and Purun and Fuwa were aliens? And when I saw that, I was like, I don't know. But then there was a big revelation of this episode, which was the moment I went, because that man, director, Abraham, I'm not sure if that's his name, is not actually a human. He is an alien, and there is a name for his kind that Puruns knows, and I don't really. And honestly, Puruns was the voice of reason of this episode. He was always like, it felt like he was an outsider commenting on the episode. Puruns was the best, for sure. And then when that appeared, I remember I saw the pictures yesterday before watching the episode. I was like, what the hell is going on with Star Twinkle? And so, you know, this episode was full of random and what the hell moments. That's why it made it so great. I mean, it matches so well with the theme of the season. You know, it's so colorful, it's so uplifting, and then it really matches this kind of thing, like, perfectly. And then we saw things happening, we saw things going on, and then, you know, he told the girls that Lala was probably going to be deported because she is an alien, and people discovered her her real situation. I mean, the girls discovered her situation, not only the girls, Yoji as well. But I feel like the girls knowing about them is enough. And there's also the fact that Madoka's father was also almost learning about them. And so they told him they didn't want that to happen, and they wanted to make the movie for him, and so that would be like the payoff. And so they went on to do this movie. They became characters for the new movie of his. And one of the nicest scenes was when Hikaru was saying that she was a big fan of his, and there's been a long time since he released Nothing Special, and she was like, let's change the subject. And because it happens a lot with directors, with famous people, with artists in general, sometimes they become stale and they don't do anything relevant again. And I felt like that criticism really hit him, and he was so scared. He didn't want that to happen at all. And so the girls started acting. They each one had her own role. I really like when Precure does it. It usually does it like they're on a different setting and they all play dress up. They all play some kind of character that's kind of related to who they are. I really liked it, and the girls, I love when they use different costumes like that. And so each girl had her own character, each girl had her own role to play in the movie. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to see it. And when the movie started, I mean, I couldn't stop laughing like the whole scene. It was so well done. Like Hikaru was, as Purun said, she was monotone, and Lala she didn't really know how to act as well, and they showed it perfectly. They were like all scared and they didn't really know what to do. And they even played with the fact that Madoka has to be perfect all the time. That was also amazing. And Madoka was reading. And when Madoka's scene started, I think I screamed. Because that was like the most intelligent joke of the episode. And when Madoka started reading the script itself, it was so great. And I mean, that's such a Madoka thing to do. And Madoka's character is kind of hard to work in a funny scenario like that, and they did it perfectly. It was so good. And Soleil, Elena was the only one that was able to play her character very well, but obviously the other girls didn't let her. And you know, at the end, it was a very funny moment in this episode. And then we jumped to the villains, and Darkness is the name of the big bad guy of this season, at least so far. And then we see that he powered up the villains a little bit. He powered up their weapons this time, because at the last time he powered up the villains themselves. Now he powered up their weapons. And Bakenyan wasn't having it. He was very scared. And it's like, I like the way they pose for the villain, you know, like a respect pose. And Bakenyan wasn't having, he was scared of those power-ups. So I mean, at this point, we're all very suspicious of him. And so, why doesn't he want the villains to become stronger? What's really going on there? And so, Bakenyan accompanied Aiwon in this episode, and Aiwon created a new Not-Trigger by using the director. And she had a dark pen, but the girls weren't able to retrieve it. And it was interesting because the girls, for the first time, the girls had the pendant reacting to the pen, but they didn't really go up. They went after the pen for the first time, and then they simply forgot about it. It was kind of strange, you know. They didn't go after the pen when they were fighting against the Not-Trigger. And the fight itself, I think every time we have an trigger, the fighting is boring. Honestly, the fighting in this episode had nothing special. It was just a nice moment, and Purun's once again, he stole the scene for him. He was the one to make the girls open their eyes and, you know, power up a little bit and be able to defeat the Not-Trigger. And so basically, the girls were acting because of Lala going away, and Hikaru went off script just because she didn't want Lala to go away, and she just showed her feelings by actually, you know, acting. Throughout acting, she showed her feelings. And that was a very nice moment, because so far we've been having great moments of the girls together and, you know, happy moments and everything, and they're consolidating their friendship. And they all like each other's presence and all, but we didn't have a moment for them to show it to each other. So they had a moment last episode to show everything, how they feel to Hikaru, but in this episode they were able to actually connect their feelings even more and show how much Lala is important to them. And so because of that, the crew was moved, and the director was also moved, and he let Lala stay in Earth because of that. And I really liked that moment. You know, Purun's crying because of that, and even Fuwa crying. It was really cool. And it's nice to see the evolution of their relationship, because, you know, Lala and Hikaru, they had a rough start, and now they're like that, and that's pretty nice. I really liked it. So episode 12, right? Was very nice. I really liked this episode. It was very interesting. It was funny as hell. One of the funniest episodes in Precure history. I don't remember an episode like closely to this one that I laughed so much. Like the episode of the hairdos in Fresh is the funniest, but this one is pretty close. I really enjoyed it. And so a very good episode. I think that now we're going to have a little moment to back down a little bit and have a little character development, a little more friendship between the girls, so that then probably in May the plot will kick out again. And I'm very curious to see the girls actually retrieving more pens, because I want to see the next set of pens in action. I want to see their attacks, if it's going to change anything. And in this episode we were able to see their normal attacks, they don't work anymore. The villains are way stronger now, so they need pens to become stronger. Anyways, guys, this is going to be a very good week. In this week we have Avengers, we have a new Taylor Swift song, we have the new She-Ra season on Netflix, and I'm excited. And we also have Mortal Kombat 11. So all the things I want to try, I want to see, I want to listen. So I'm very excited for this week. So I hope you guys all have a great week. Please leave a comment with your opinions on the great episode we had this week, and we can keep our talk in the comment box below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.